Hello everyone, good morning. First of all, warm welcome to Oracle Fusion HCM training offered by UnoGeeks. In this video, I'll show you how to register a BI report as an ESS job. ESS stands for Enterprise Scheduler Service Job. And in case you have a prior experience in EBS, this is synonymous to a concurrent program. In the previous videos, we have seen how to build a BIP report data model and an RTF layout. And in this video, we're going to register that report as an ESS job. So if you haven't watched those videos, go through those videos first and come back to this one. So yeah, we need to register the employee assignment report as an ESS job so that the end user can run this report that we have built in the reports and analytics work area from within the application. So let me first show you the report that we have built. So we have built this UnoGeeks employee assignment report and the data model in the previous videos. Just one small correction here, guys, in case you're following along from the previous video. A report name should not have spaces. So I've replaced it with underscore. So I have given a name. I've named this report earlier as UnoGeeks space employee space assignment space report. I've replaced those spaces with underscore because for a report to be registered as an ESS job, you should not have spaces in the name. Okay, take care of it in case you're following along from the previous video. And we need to register this report now as an ESS job. So log into the application. And from the application, go to Setup and Maintenance, click on the drop-down, Setup and Maintenance, go to the Global Search, search for a task called Manage Enterprise Percentage Job. So you'll get 3 tasks. We want to define ESS job for HCM module. So I'll pick up the third one. And you will see a list of jobs that exist in the instance. You can create a new job. But before we create a new job, remember we need to have, we have to define person number as a parameter on the ESS job. And to that parameter, we want to assign a list of values so that end user, when they run the report, they'll be able to see the list of person numbers in the dropdown. So let's go ahead and create a list of value source for the person number. Click on the plus icon. And you can probably select Global HR as an application. You can say, UnoGeeks person number LOV. Change this LOV type to user defined. You can write in a query there. You can say person number from per all people. Yes. And you could also probably filter out the inactive employees by adding in appropriate where clauses. But I'll not do that. I'll keep it simple. Select person number from the employees table, order by the person number, save and close. Let's go back to the job definition screen and define a new job. Let's call it as UnoGeeks employee assignment report. Select the path as /HCM. Since it's a HCM report, and the job application, you can select it as ER HCM ESS. Job type should be BIP, and you need to select the report ID. So this report ID acts as a link between ESS job and the ER and the report that you have built. So click on the properties, click on more, click on properties, copy the path starting from shared. Okay, no need to include the shared keyword. Start the path from the custom folder, custom UnoGeeks, and this is a report name. Put a slash, add in the report name, and use an extension of .xdvo. Okay, so 9 out of 10 students go wrong with the report path. Ensure that you get it right. No shared keyword, no spaces in the report name. Use an extension of .xdvo. 3 things to look for. Copy this report path and add it as a report ID. Add a parameter. We want to have person number as a parameter. As a string, list of values, and select the one that we have defined, geeks person number as a list of value. Select person number, add it as a display attribute. You can assign a default value if you want, make it as required parameter, save and close. And it's time to go ahead and run this report as an end user. Save and close. To run this report, go back to home page. Under tools, you have an option called schedule process. Go to the task and you will be able to submit a new report now. You can select Geeks EMP assignment report that you have defined. Click OK. And you can select the employee number. You can probably select 101, which is employee number of Curtis VT. And the request is kicked off. You can see that the report is running. So the report, this ESS job. Okay, let's look at the output first, and then I'll explain the flow again. So click on the ESS job, and you could see that there is a PDF output generated with the help of edited layout in PDF format. So if you click on the default document, you will be able to see the PDF output. So you can save it if you want. Save it to the desktop and open it. And you can see the output generated in a PDF format. So what would have happened in the background is, so when we submitted this report, we attached the report ID, right? So this ESS job would have kicked off this report in the background. Okay, so it would have kicked off this report, and this report refers to this data model. So this data model would have been kicked off internally. ESS job invokes report invokes data model fetches the data from a database tables in XML format and generates an XML file basically, and it throws that XML output back to report. And this RTF layout consumes that XML, converts it into a PDF format, and throws that output back to the scheduled process screen. So that's why you're seeing the PDF output here. And just a couple of points to highlight here. So if you edit the report, you see that there are two layouts in the report, right? But if you look at the output generated, it is generated with edited layout in PDF format. So how did the application know, or why did application pick up edited layout instead of auto-generated layout? The reason is, if you go and click on view a list, you can have multiple layouts on a single report, but you have to select one of them as a default layout. So when you run ESS job, or when you register the report as an ESS job and execute it, ESS job by default looks at a default layout attached to the report. So if there are 10 layouts, only one of them will be marked as a default. So it picks up the default layout and generates the output. And in which format it generates the output? On the default layout. So the edited layout is default. So it picked this one up and generated output. And in which format it will generate the output? It will generate the output in a default format attached to the default layout. So that's why the output is generated with edited layout template and in PDF format. Okay. So this is how you register an ESS job, or register BIP report as an ESS job rather. So in the next video, we'll see how to implement bursting in a BIP report. So the bursting is important in BIP report because a BIP reports BIP reports serves two purposes in ERP Cloud. You can use it for reporting purpose, and you can also use it for outbound integration purpose as well. And if you use BIP report as an outbound integration, more often than not, you would have a requirement to burst the output generated to a destination such as UCM or an SFTP. So I'll talk more about this in the next video. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. In case you are interested in Oracle Fusion HCM training offered by UnoGeeks, please call us on this number or send a WhatsApp message, or you can also drop us an email on info@unogeeks.com. Thank you.